Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new, I'm Eljammi. I'm pretty cool. I got a lot of requests to review both of these products since they're buzzing so much all over the internet right now. So today's video will be all about Fenty Beauty Foundation versus HUDA Beauties Foundation. I'm gonna apply them on different sides of my face and let's see what's going to work best. Now don't forget that something might suit me, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will suit you as well. What I want to do is to kind of do a proper and honest review on both of these foundations. So in case you would want to know a review on both of these foundations, then keep watching. So I'm not wearing anything on my face right now, no foundation, no even primer or whatsoever. And I'm gonna do one side Fenty Beauty and then the other side HUDA Beauty. But priming and prepping my face, I'm gonna stick to the same routine that I always do. Start with Fenty Beauty's foundation. Now Fenty Beauty retails at $34 and the shade range of it is beautiful. I've seen all the shade range that is available in stores, and inside you get 32 ml. Now I really like the packaging. It's very minimalistic. I think it's pretty cool and classy. And then we have HUDA Beauty's foundation. Now HUDA Beauty's foundation retails at $40 and you get, let me see, 35 ml. So you get more foundation in HUDA Beauty than Fenty Beauty, but then I think both of them has pretty reasonable price, especially Fenty Beauty. When I saw the prices, I was like, yo, Rihanna, you kept it really cool. Like your prices are actually very good. So shade range of both of these foundations are pretty wide. I had a little trouble with getting the right shade for HUDA Beauty just because I received this foundation in a PR package and it's a bit too white for me, but that's okay because I always bronze it up. But Fenty Beauty, I bought it myself and I picked the shade in Sephora when I was there, and it's exactly my shade, which I love. I face a lot of problems finding my shade in many brands. Like there's some brands that don't even have my shade. I don't know why, but ugh. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my face. The first thing I'm using is Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Now I actually love using this just because I feel like and living in Dubai, anything that is like water-based or super hydrating is actually really cool. And the primer that I'm gonna be using is also from Smashbox. This is Photo Finish foundation primer, oil-free, and it is my holy grail primer just because it removes all the extra oiliness from your face and it really preps the skin and primes it, and it actually makes your pores a bit smaller. Now I'm sure on the camera it's not really visible, but I do have pores and acne scars. What I'm gonna do is that till my eyebrows I'm gonna use a brush, and then my forehead I'm gonna blend it with a beauty blender. I hope that makes sense. Keep up, just because like I want to see all the ways how it's gonna work. For the brush, I'm using HUDA Beauty's Face Buff and Blend brush. I think it's a pretty cool brush. You can see I already use it. Like I use it many times and it works actually really good. Not just with HUDA Beauty's foundation, but with any foundation in general. It actually buffs any product onto your skin, which I really like. I'm gonna start with Fenty Beauty and apply it on this side of my face. Now my shade in Fenty Beauty is 200, so it's a soft matte long wear foundation, pro filter. So shake, it does say to shake well before you use it, so I hope that was enough of shaking. I'm gonna apply the foundation all over this side and buff it with my HUDA Beauty's brush. Now I know that on the camera it looks kind of white, but I promise it's just because of my lightening. It actually suits my skin perfectly. Like, it's exactly my shade. I just don't know why on the camera it always looks too white. Oh, whatever. I've been using Fenty Beauty for quite a while, but one thing I can definitely say, I wouldn't say it's like a full coverage kind of foundation. It's medium to full coverage, and just if you want to get full coverage, it's definitely a kind of buildable process. Like, you would need to apply a little bit more and more until you're happy with the coverage. But if you do it from the first time, it doesn't give you like a full coverage kind of effect. It definitely gives like a kind of medium, very soft coverage. Now for my forehead, I'm gonna use my beauty blender that I always use and just blend everything into my hairline. So I'm just putting a mirror next to me just to kind of see how it looks and tell you guys, okay, the coverage is great so far. I think it kind of covered all the flaws that I have. Beauty blender or a brush is kind of a similar coverage, even though I think, no, actually I think with the brush it kind of gives you a more stronger coverage. So now I'm gonna use Huda Beauty's foundation. My shade is Macaron 230N, and I love the packaging. If I would have to compare like the packaging, definitely I can say that Huda Beauties is plastic, but it doesn't look cheap. It actually looks very classy, and I think I would definitely go ahead with Huda Beauties foundation in a way of packaging. I don't know, I just like it more, and I feel like whenever you have squared packaging, you feel like you get more product out of it rather than a tube. So I never feel like in a tube packaging I get more product. I don't know, it's like a weird thing, but that's like what I look at. Anyhow, I'm gonna shake this foundation as well and apply. Now they say that you need very little amount for the full face. So let's say, okay, I applied this much, and let's see if it will cover this whole side. Okay, it kind of does. Oh my god. I used Huda Beauty's foundation just a few times. It is definitely for people that love strong smell. Like, it's very, very perfumed. Like, you feel like it's a perfume inside a foundation. Now, I'm not a big fan of this just because I have migraines and I have allergies. So usually I try to avoid products that have a very strong scent. But that's just me. If you like something like this, then definitely this foundation, you would love this foundation because it does have an actually really nice smell. Okay, with just one pump I covered this whole side. However, I'm gonna put a little bit here and use my beauty blender just because I want to see how both of them blends with the brush and the beauty blender as well. For the forehead, definitely blended, both of the foundations blended beautifully into my skin. Huda Beauty's foundation is definitely way more full coverage. It's scented, it's a nice foundation, but the whole point is to see how both of them will work after a few hours. Now, what I can see in the mirror is that it has to be few more hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my complete makeup, and then go around, do a few things, move, and come back to you guys in about at least 2 hours and let you guys know what happened, how did the foundation hold up, both of them. Now the time right now is 4:39, as you can see. So I'll come back in 2 hours and let you guys know what has been happening. But so far so good. I'm completely happy with both sides of my face. Fenty Beauties is definitely medium coverage. It's not a strong smell. The packaging, The price is good. Now Huda Beauties is more full coverage, but it's not like you can feel the cakiness on your face, especially after you set it. Like, so I'm gonna go ahead and set everything with the powder and stuff. It is $40, $34, the retail price of both of these foundations. You get more in Huda Beauties. Now, as I told you, Huda Beauty is full coverage with one pump. Fenty Beauty can be full coverage as well, but you have to kind of build your way through the coverage that you would like be happy with, you know, that level of like cover. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and come back to you guys in 2 hours, and we will see how both of these foundations will hold. Good luck to both. I'm gonna look so freaking weird having 2 different foundations on both of the sides, but you gotta do what you gotta do for that YouTube. Okay guys, so we are back in action. The timing right now is 6:23 p.m. so it's been 2 hours since I wore the foundation. Now obviously I've set it, I put some concealer, bronzer, and all of that jazz, but right now is the time to get a closer look and check how both of the foundations have been holding on. My mirror, my pink mirror, I love that mirror. Okay, so I'm getting a closer look, and the only thing, I think my main concern is the smile lines. Unfortunately, both of the foundations have cracked in my smile lines. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll try to get closer. Like you can see even here and here as well. And please note that for 2 hours I completely did not touch my face or retouched my makeup or anything. I just wanted to leave it like that just to see how it's been holding on. In the area of my forehead, it's definitely holding on. There's no patches on both of the sides, neither on Fenty's or on Huda's foundation side. Both of them have been holding on really good. And you know what, even when I started blending like with a brush and with a blender, I definitely saw that both of the foundations work really well with the beauty blender. Like just gets into the skin so naturally and really nice. My pores are actually a little bit, if I compare, they're a little bit more visible on this side rather than Huda Beauty's foundation side. I don't know why, but like I'm just looking, and on this side it definitely is showing more than on here. Here, after I've set the foundation, I can see it literally didn't move at all, whereas here it did move a little bit around my nose area and around my pores side, which I don't really like. And obviously people with like oily skin or big pores will suffer from in the long run. I mean, like after hours of applying the foundation. Now if I had to choose between these two babes, it's a really tough choice. I think what I can say is that Fenty Beauty is medium coverage. I think it's good in a day makeup and like, you know, if you're going out to office or things like that, whereas Huda Beauty's foundation, and the price of it is good. I really like the price point of Fenty Beauty's foundation, whereas Huda Beauty's foundation is more like a full coverage kind of girl, which is me. So I think for me, Huda Beauty's foundation would work much better, just because I like to go full on and full coverage when it comes to my foundation. So anyone who is a full coverage team, then definitely Huda Beauty's foundation would work really well for you. And I don't know, like I'm kind of in between these two. I can't say that like one of them is my favorite, but just because I'm a full coverage person, I think if I had to choose between these two, I would go with Huda Beauty's, just because I like the way how after setting my face how this side looks even after 2 hours without retouching, rather than this side. Like you can even see, like, can you see these lines right here? Like on this side it's way more visible than on this side, which is something that makes me quite not comfortable. I do really hope that this review helped you guys to figure out which one maybe to try more. If you tried any of them, definitely let me know your opinion down in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, to share this video for anyone who wants to buy one of these babies, and let me know what would you guys like to see next. I hope to see you next week. Mwah. Thank you for watching.